Alright guys, what's up? Random Ginger here, and today I'm going to be bringing you actually a tutorial on how to auto smelt things and how it be self-sustaining in FTB. So, what I'm going to be using this for in my Let's Play that I have going, and I'll put a link in the annotation to that right there, or right now. But what I'm going to be using this for is I just created an automatic tree farm using a arboretum, and I want it to be completely self-sustaining. So what this little setup here is going to do is actually take the wood from the arboretum, put it into a furnace, and then use the charcoal that comes out to both go to what's it called? Stirling Engine, and also back into the furnace to keep burning the wood. So I'll explain to you what I have going on here. I was just messing around in creative to get this set up. Here is our source of wood. So this would be like our logger, and the wood would be coming out of here. This is I'll go through all the pipes and everything because I know when I started I had no idea what any of the pipes did, so I'll help you guys out with that. Right here, this is a wooden transport pipe, and what wooden transport pipes do are pull items out of like chests and other things like that, like the logger. And what this right here is, the wooden pipes need some power to be able to pull the items out, and what this right here is a Redstone Engine. And all that the Redstone Engine is doing is just giving it a little bit of power. It's the weakest type of engine. It gives it a little power though to be able to pull the blocks out and then send them into the rest of the machine. And all you need to do to power a Redstone Engine is just apply it with a redstone signal. So all this is a torch flipped on. If I were to flip the torch off, the engine would stop. Over here, that's the same engine right there. And then, so the items go out, and this right here is a diamond. Actually, we don't even need this right here. Oopsies. You can see right there, if you don't have a pipe hooked up, the items just fly. I had the diamond hooked up because I had a different setup earlier. But basically, yeah, I'll show you what the diamond does. So, oopsie, I don't need that. So say you have like things feeding into, like say, we'll make the iron one your input. And I'll explain iron pipes later. But basically, in a diamond pipe, if you right click on it, it comes up with a interface. I'll put some more outputs. It comes up with an interface. So you can see right here, this output is green. And the input can be from whatever side you want. But this output is green. So say I want anything coming into the diamond pipe, or all the wood coming into the diamond pipe to go out the green side. I'll just take a piece of wood, put that there, and say I want all the grass, which I don't think you could get grass to go through a diamond pipe, but just for example, I want the grass to go out the red side, so I'll put a grass block there, and then, and then whatever comes into the diamond pipe will get sorted like that. So you can have one input and 5 outputs, because you can put one on every side and the bottom. So basically that's how diamond pipes work. So what's happening here is there's this wood coming up here, and now I'll explain iron pipes. So what iron pipes do is they're kind of like a funnel. So if you look at this, the bottom of the iron pipe, whatever's coming out the bottom, will always be clear, and all the sides, if I were to put more on the different sides, they would all be gray, like these two. And the gray ones are where the input is, and the clear is the output. So basically, it can take up to 5 inputs and put them all into one output. So the reason I have this little loop right here is because once the furnace gets full, like you can see it's full right now, if I didn't have this little loop, all the extra wood that the furnace can't take right now would just get spit out to the side. But what this does is, so the wood comes out of our chest, goes up here into the iron pipe, goes down and goes into the furnace. If the furnace can take it, then the wood goes in. Like we'll see one go in pretty soon. Yeah, there, we just saw one go in. But if it can't take it, then it gets sent out into this pipe, back into the iron pipe, and then it just goes back through the cycle. So it keeps on going around in a loop until the furnace can use it. And there's a lot of wood here just because I put a bunch of stacks, and now all of the stacks are in this loop, so there's like hundreds of wood going around in a loop here. So that's how that works. And then, so the furnace smelts it into charcoal, and that's a, well, yeah, I'll explain this, how we get it into here later. And when it smelts it, coming out of the front here, and I think it just made logical sense to me to have, like, you know, stuff going to the top slot coming from the top, bottom slot going from the bottom, and output going from the front. I'm not sure if you need that, but I would just do it just in case. So I'm actually gonna turn that up, because that's oh yeah, another thing with engines. So when they're blue, that means they're cold, they're warming up, so they're not very fast. Green, they're a little bit faster. When they get to orange, like you just saw it, that means they're running at like optimal speed. But if they turn red, that means that they're like overheating, so they could explode. I don't think redstone engines explode. I wouldn't take my word for it though. But I actually had a Stirling engine over here before for a second output that I'll talk about later. I'm gonna set the time to new. And if Stirling engines or like combustion engines or whatever overheat, they can actually explode. So, and that would wreck all this, and that would stink. So be sure to check on your engines. If they're overheating, all you have to do is break them and place them again, and then they'll turn back to blue. Like this one's green, break, place, blue. There we go. So now I'll get back to the whole mechanism. Coming out of the furnace, this is the product of the furnace. So the charcoal you just saw disappeared and went into this pipe. Another wooden pipe to pull the items out. And then this is a golden transport pipe, and all that does is it works the same as, oh, by the way, all this black stuff is just cobblestone transport pipe. I think stone works the same way, not totally sure though. And that's just basic transport items. Gold does the same thing, except when it goes through gold, it speeds it up. So that was the only reason I have gold, is just you can see when the items go through, they speed up, and then they eventually slow down, hit the gold. This one will speed up again once it hits the gold. There we go. And then I have all that feeding down to the bottom of the furnace. And this is another pipe, so, or another iron pipe. So it goes into the iron pipe, comes down, and then goes up here. If it can't fit into the furnace, then it goes back into the iron pipe. And you can see some of them just because if you have a cobblestone pipe splitting, like 1, 2, or you could have 3 or whatever, 4 or 5. If you have it splitting, it'll kind of equally split the items. It'll like go down one path sometimes, the other path sometimes, and the other path sometimes. So you can see some of them just feed back in, but hopefully we'll see some of them start to go straight up. Maybe not. Oh no, because it's full. But if I were to take some out, hopefully we would be able to, well, hopefully some start to go up. There we go. So some go up. You can see that. Some go to the side, some go up. But I'll put these back in there. And then, so that's how it's self-sustaining, because you can see it burns the wood, feeds back into here. And if we had a real arboretum or logger or whatever here, the wood would be on a constant supply. So that would never run out. Until you ran out of hummus, but that gets into an arboretum work, so we won't worry about that. And now what I'm going to do is, so I don't just want this charcoal to feed the furnace, I also want it to go feed the engines that are running the arboretum. So I hope I'm explaining this well enough. But basically, I'll have a second. Remember how I explained how the items kind of get split? If there's a cobblestone pipe splitting, some of the items go to one side, some of the items go to the other. It just kind of splits it evenly. Same with the gold pipes. So maybe we'll start to see some. Yep, so some go to the other side. And that's just going to pop out the end because I don't have anything attached. But say I had a Stirling engine. So I get, oh, I want that. Yes. Okay, so Stirling engines are what I have running my arboretum. And again, I'll link to the video again right here in the annotations. So you can see that charcoal goes into the Stirling engine, and this is just a more powerful type of engine, but it requires coal or charcoal to run. Maybe other fuel, but I think just coal and charcoal. And you can see it starts to burn. So it actually is outputting power. The only reason it's not pumping like the redstone ones is because there's nothing for it to give power to. So say I were to, like in my actual Let's Play, how I have it hooked up to an arboretum. And by the way, an arboretum, if I didn't mention it before, is just kind of the main machine for an automatic tree farm. It has to do with the forestry mod, so you can look that up on the forestry wiki. And I guess I'll link to that right now in the annotations also. And basically you have the coal running into here, powers this engine, and then that would power the arboretum, and the arboretum would plant the trees, logger would cut them down, and the logger would put the wood into this pipe, turn into charcoal, blah blah blah, and as you can see, it's just a huge cycle. So the only variable here really is the hummus for the arboretum, and I'm not going to go into detail on that in this video. Maybe I'll make a arboretum tutorial video later. But basically you need to keep putting hummus into the arboretum, but other than that, unless I find a way to auto-craft that, which would be sweet, then it would be completely self-sustaining. Other than that, the only thing to worry about is the engines. So just I don't know, every Minecraft day or so maybe go and check your engines, make sure they're not red. I'd say if they're yellow, just go ahead and replace them. I mean, I know that's optimum, and you might be like, oh, why would you want to replace an optimum engine? Well, I mean, just to be safe. I like to be cautious. I don't want this whole thing blown up. But yeah, so hope you guys liked this tutorial. Oh, by the way, you could probably replace this with an iron furnace, although I don't think there would really be a point. And as you can see, this is still completely full, so this will be filled up with another wood soon. And then as soon as the charcoal pops up, it just goes away. There, it just got filled up, and it got filled up again right there. Oh, see, so now they all turned green. That means that they're going a little faster. So yeah, I hope you guys liked the video. I hope it taught you something, helps you play FTB, because I didn't see too many great FTB tutorials. So I thought it might be helpful for you guys to get some. So I hope you guys liked the video. Be sure to like it, comment if you have any questions, subscribe, do all that stuff. Probably going to be making more FTB Let's Plays and probably some more tutorials. I think that'd be nice. So yeah, subscribe if you want to see some more of that. Possibly Redstone, not really sure. And I think that's it. So have a nice day, guys, and until next time, I'll see you later.